Now, Admiral, we saw your position report that you put out was last week,
Yes.
and you addressed a lot of the accomplishments that we've made in a lot of different areas over the past year. Of those areas, where do you think sailors on the deck plates can do the most to help promote that, to help keep those accomplishments moving forward?
I think the area that most relates to and will influence the sailors is what we call the optimized fleet response plan. That is our approach to, if not simplify, but sort of bring a better covenant between what I do, what we do at headquarters, when we organize, train, equip folks like the Vinson strike group here, preparing to deploy, do it properly. And what I mean by that is to have the right shipyard capacity in place. So when you bring an aircraft carrier, nuclear aircraft carrier, or any of the cruisers and destroyers with this group, or amphibious ready group, in for maintenance, they're ready to do the maintenance. The packages are written. We're not paying a premium. We give that shipyard enough time, private or public, enough time to do the maintenance. Bring the people to the strike group, to the units, well enough in advance so they are manned up with the team ready to go through the training phase, the basic blocking and tackling, in addition to the advanced training of the integrated piece. And then to set a stable and consistent deployment pattern. To get back to a 7-month deployment, that's our sweet spot. We've looked at that and said that gives the combatant commander, in my view, enough presence out there to work with. At the same time, it gives our people enough professional opportunity to develop themselves at the same time. So get the capacity right, man up right, don't do needless inspections, coordinate the inspections so you're not spending so much time at sea just doing inspections. And in a 7-month deployment, come back, you're available for surge, but then you're on call, okay? You'll gracefully degrade in readiness unless called out, and then start that cycle again. It's a 36-month process instead of a 32-month process in there. So it's a 3-year pattern. And that we think the home tempo, that's the percentage of time at home, at your home, over that entire cycle, can rise to about 63%. We're sitting at somewhere around 50% now over that whole cycle. We can do better. We can be more efficient. That's the piece that involves the occurs, it involves each individual sailor, it involves leadership, being planning, being right, me, getting the capacity right, the shipyard right. You see what I mean? This is a whole effort. And then I've got to be square with the joint staff and the combatant commanders on what are we going to provide and what's going to be extra. We're going to have to pay for this beyond this presence that we'll provide.
Sounds like, I know that we're currently on what is probably going to be a 10-month deployment, and that's tough. It's a hard pill to swallow. It sounds like you probably heard the gripes and complaints of sailors saying, hey, 10 months it's a little much. Is that kind of the driving force behind making these changes so that we can get back to the 7 months?
It is. 10 months is too much.
What I mean by that, it's not sustainable. You can't take people on 10-month deployments. All the preps and do it. You can't take these aircraft and this nuclear carrier out 10 months at a time. One, you'll burn the fuel out before it's ready to refuel. And at number 2, you'll wear out the propellers, the machinery, and all that. Wear out the people, and we need these people, and that's just too much. So we need to. We're getting out of kind of a trough that occurred when we had the sequestration business a couple of years ago. This carrier was held up in its maintenance cycle and early training cycle. The Reagan behind her, ahead of her, the Bush was sitting there, not doing anything for a while. Meanwhile, somebody was standing the watch. The Stennis was out there standing the watch. The Truman was out there standing the watch. Their deployment got extended. So when that happens and the next guy behind you is late, they get held out. So you see where this is. It's a domino effect. We'll be out of this domino effect due to the maintenance hang-ups if we get a stable budget for about another year. Okay? I've been pretty clear with the Congress on this, my boss and all that. So we can get to that point. We can get back to that optimized rotation, the fleet response plan. We can get back to 7-month deployment. So we need a stable budget. We need the world is not stable, but we need a world without any major conflict. Something like this ISIS campaign, we can handle that with the forces that we have deployed today. But we can do this. We can get back there. I'm sure of it.